guys, I am Colleen and I'm a person. I like to read and I like to write, but I do whatever on this channel. If you haven't already guessed by the amount of recycled content I've been pushing out the past few days, I have been ill. Which really sucks because I love October and I love like the sort of transitional stage towards like winter and fall and winter and stuff. I love October in general, and as far as I'm concerned, the whole month is supposed to be dedicated for Halloween, and instead I experienced the real horrors of life and got ill around 3 days ago, I want to say. So yeah, just in time for October. And yeah, I was planning to do a witch thing, and very ambitious. I was planning to do a 5 different witchy outfits, and of course that didn't happen. So today, while I am figuring out what I'm going to do for maybe a little closer to Halloween at this point, because I don't think I can do the whole month full of spooky stuff or spooky costumes or cosplays or anything like POVs. I don't think I can do that. But for now, I'm going to be showing you something that I did prior to when I got sick. I like to read manhwas and specifically isekai manhwas, and in particular I really am fond of isekai manhwas that do these really great historical costumes, particularly like European fashion. And one of those manhwas that I believe I already discussed in a previous video is I Shall Master This Family, and I love her outfits. Florentia Lombardi. I love her entire family really, but Florentia in particular has really great outfits. And so I looked at some of my favorite outfits of hers and tried to find one that I thought manageable for my very minimal sewing skills. And yeah, I did this one. I'm not really going to be showing you like a bunch of montages of me putting fabric through a sewing machine, because the way that the pieces are cut, I didn't really modify them beyond what they looked like when they were cut. So basically I just cut out the pieces and attached them together. There was no draping, darting, or anything complicated involved. And yeah, so I'm just going to be showing you. I'm just going to be showing off basically this I don't want to call it a cosplay at this point, because I haven't really mastered the wig and makeup thing. I don't really do complicated makeup stuff. Like, my face is generally my face all the time. I'm not really at that level of other creators on YouTube that specifically are amazing at altering their original features to match the character they're trying to do. So I'm just dressing up basically. And yeah, that was very long, but basically I'm going to be showing you what I did. I don't actually know what this fabric is called. I have just been stuck calling it in my head curtain fabric, because my aunt has curtains, light pink ones, that are this fabric basically. And yeah, so I used this for the red part. Other than that, I just used black fabric for the corset, white plain fabric for the underskirt, and yeah, lots of trim. Let's start with the inner layer, the very basic underskirt part. This is just a full circle skirt. The length is about 43 inches, I want to say. That should tell you how short I am. But yeah, it's basically just a full circle skirt that I cut out and attached. I wasn't even super technical with it, even with the measurements, because you see I had to take it in at some parts. I guess that's no, it's not draping. It's just like pleating. I had to pleat some of the parts, but not for aesthetic purposes, just because when I tried it on, it was a bit loose. And I had to do that. So that's that. Basically, I just cut out 2 semicircles, and you know how to make a full circle skirt. There are tons of other more detailed resources of how to make a full circle skirt, but yeah, I just made a full circle skirt, hemmed the edges, and attached both sides of the semicircle together to make a full circle. And that is that on that. For the corset, I believe I have, if I'm not sorely mistaken, I've already made a corset on camera before, or have I not? But regardless, there are lots of more detailed corset tutorials by more expert people than me. So basically I just cut out, I'll see if I can find the general shape that I use. This is like the 6th corset I've made ever, and so yeah, you can tell I even used blue thread back here instead of black, which is what is required. But yeah, anyway, I just cut 2 pieces of this and basically just sewed the thing inside out. So the trim, this is the trim. The trim I ordered, all the trim took so long to get to me. They did have the designs that I wanted, which is not very, I want to say not common in my area. But yeah, I couldn't really find anything that was like a dull gold, not a shimmering, shiny showgirl gold, which there's nothing wrong with that, but it's not the vibe for this one. So yeah, I just sewed both pieces inside out and then turned it over, basically like a large pillowcase at this point. And yeah, I ordered a chemise online, but there was a very, very annoying issue about the color, because I wanted a white one and they let me select a white one and it was not there, and they did not deliver it, and it was a whole thing. And yeah, out of spite, without a plan in place, I just grabbed some semi-sheer white fabric and made my own. I'm going to be showing you a picture of the general shape that I followed, the pattern that I followed. Since chemise is very loose, I did not really have the struggle of the sleeves issue that I always struggle with, which prevents me from leveling up in my sewing journey. But yeah, since this is fairly easy, you can see the shape, right? It's like a large price tag, this middle part. And then these ones, the rest is just garterized so that it looks like a shirt, and the ends are like that, also just garterized. This is in no way like polished or very technically correct, but yeah, it's good enough for me, at least. If you've seen my armor video, the leatherette one, I've done this before, but yeah, these are the upper arm things, and basically they're just that shape. For each side I did 2 pieces and then sewed them together inside out, turned it outside out, and then put on the trim. I used 2 different kinds of, let me get closer. two different kinds of trim. This matches the one for the corset, and this is different. This inside bit is grommets and just a lace-up thing. I know I said I was sick of the lacing up process, but for this type of thing, there really isn't a choice, because if you opt to go, and I did opt to go Velcro at first, and I had to rip it out because it doesn't really give your upper arm any room for movement. So it has to be this lace-up thing so you can get it like loosened. You can move. For the lower arm, I don't have that problem. So I did the Velcro thing. So it's basically just this shape. 2 pieces, and again, I just sewed it together like that and put the trim on there and Velcro. So yeah, that's that. For the kirtle overskirt, whatever that's called, the overskirt, just gonna say overskirt because I'm not sure about the other term. This is it. You can see that it's not really very not very technically correct, but yeah, so basically I literally just put the fabric against my my torso and cut out a basic sort of diagonal shape. I just basically cut 2 for each side, so basically 8. Again, like a pillowcase, just sewed all the sides together. And then for the lower part, again, it's a full circle skirt. The original design had a very big white trim at the bottom, and I love the outfit, but I could not make myself, I mean, it's just one of those things that looks better on a drawing, and I gave it a fair shot with the white trim, a bigger white trim, but it did not look okay or any way, shape, or form semi-decent. I had to settle for, let me show you this trim. This is the trim that I used. Can you see that? Yeah, that's the trim that I used. And for the dull gold one, it's this one. Focus. I hope you're focusing because my eyesight is not able to determine if you're focusing. I hemmed all the edges, put the trim there, and for these fasteners, it's just this ribbon. So yeah, there was a lot of ribboning involved. These parts, I sewed them on rather than put more grommets there because the drawing didn't really have grommets. And yeah, for accessories, oh shit, did I lose already? Did I lose the, I'll find it later for the try-on, but for the accessories, the, Florentia had a headband, a red headband, with like roses, but the roses were here at the bottom rather than on top, which is not really something that's available. And something I wanted to do is a headband that is not garterized because it tends to pull in my very few strands of hair, and I didn't want that. I want something that I could fasten like that. So I ordered chiffon-ish roses. Basically from here to here I measured, and I attached it, I hot glued it to some fancier ribbon and just hand sewed these snaps also on the other side. For the belt thing that she has, I did this. I ordered this belt. It was a pain to find something that is very similar, but I also knew that I did not want to attempt that belt. This is just a metal wire. This is the shorter ones that are used for like earrings and stuff. And yeah, I just did this line. beads, full of beads. Now I'm going to be showing you me trying it on. That was that. I'm sorry that it's not like a hardcore step-by-step tutorial and more of me just explaining how it came to be. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it or that you were inspired to create something because of this video. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to, and I will see you guys next time. Bye! Is the actual point of curling your hair if it becomes this